What if the love of your life stood right in front of you, but you rejected him because of how he dressed? What if the friend you mocked for settling for less ended up marrying the man you once called a nobody? And when success finally revealed the truth, would you call it betrayal or consequences? Stay with me because this story will challenge how you judge people, how you define love, and how one moment of pride can change a lifetime. Angela and Becky had been best friends since their secondary school days. They grew up together, laughed together, cried together, and dreamed together. Angela was a breathtaking young lady, tall, elegant, and naturally graceful. Her beauty was not loud, but commanding, the kind that made heads turn the moment she entered a room. She carried herself with confidence, always well-dressed, always conscious of how people perceived her. She came from an average home, but Angela believed she was destined for more, much more. Becky, on the other hand, was a beauty wrapped in humility, a true homegirl, well-cultured, soft-spoken, focused, and deeply grounded in her values. She also came from a humble, average background. But unlike Angela, Becky believed that character mattered more than appearance, and love mattered more than status. Both ladies were 23 years old, both intelligent, both ambitious, and both worked in the same tech company in London. That was where fate quietly stepped in. Unknown to everyone in that company was a young man named Jeremiah. Jeremiah was the only son of a tech billionaire, the owner of the very company Angela and Becky worked for. His father was a private man who never disclosed his family affairs, never flaunted wealth, and never discussed his son with anyone in the organization. Jeremiah lived in Chicago, living a simple life despite his father's wealth, just like his parents had taught him. One day his father called him. "Son, it is time. I no longer have the strength to run the daily activities of this company. Your mother and I want to retire while we still can, travel the world together. I want you to return to London and take over." Jeremiah smiled on the phone. "Dad," he said jokingly, "the only reason I'm agreeing is because you mentioned taking Mom around the world. You both deserve that." Then he said something unexpected. "When I return, I want to work through every department. I want to apply like a normal staff, pass interviews, and work on the floor for at least 6 months. No one should know who I really am." His father paused, then said, "Deal." A few weeks later, Jeremiah returned to London. No luxury car, no announcement, no special treatment, just a young man looking for a job. He was employed as a computer analyst, in the same department as Angela and Becky. On his first day, he walked in dressed simply. Clean, neat, but ordinary. "Hello," he said warmly. "I'm Jeremiah from Chicago. I just moved here. This is my first job in the city." The moment his eyes met Angela and Becky, something stirred inside him. Two beautiful souls, different yet equally captivating. In his heart, he thought, one of these women could be my future wife. His eyes lingered on Angela. He smiled warmly. Angela noticed and frowned inwardly. "Why is this guy looking at me like that? This poor guy." She forced a polite smile. Becky, however, greeted him with a pure heart. "You're welcome here," she said kindly. "If you need any help, feel free to ask." Jeremiah thanked her sincerely. During lunch break, Jeremiah asked Angela, "Is there a nearby restaurant where we can eat?" Angela replied quickly, "No, not really." But Becky smiled and said, "Actually, yes, there's one we usually go to. We're heading there now. You can join us if you like." "Thank you, Becky," Jeremiah said. Angela was furious. Inside her heart, she whispered, "Why would you let this lowlife follow us?" She pulled Becky aside. "Why would you invite him?" Angela said. "Just look at how he dresses. He's clearly poor." Becky sighed. "The way I see it, he likes you, and you know it." Angela scoffed. "God forbid. I can only date a rich man. Look at me. I'm a fine woman. Any wealthy man would want me." Becky shook her head. "Love is better than riches. If you love a hardworking man, you can build greatness together. And if God wants you to marry a rich man, it will come naturally, without pride." Angela laughed. "That's your opinion." Jeremiah walked behind them, earbuds in, listening to a podcast, unaware of everything said. At the restaurant, Jeremiah tried to make conversation with Angela, but she barely responded. Later, he asked gently, "After work, would either of you be free to show me around the city?" Becky replied quickly, I usually help my grandma after work, but Angela is free. She could take you around. Angela snapped, No, I have things to do. And why are you planning my day for me? I'm sorry, Becky said softly. Jeremiah noticed the tension. It's okay, he said. I'll explore on my own. Becky excused herself to the restroom. That was when Jeremiah gathered courage. Angela, he said, would you have dinner with me sometime? I'd love to know you better. Angela stared at him. Did you just ask me out? Yes, Jeremiah replied, smiling gently. Angela laughed, not kindly. You're handsome, but you're not my type. Let's keep this professional. Curious, Jeremiah asked, what is your type? Angela smiled arrogantly. A rich millionaire, someone who can buy me anything. Not a 9-to-5 guy like you. Then she added coldly, Future, there is no future. Future is now. Jeremiah apologized quietly. Becky returned and sensed something was wrong. Later, Angela told her everything, with anger. Becky was hurt. You didn't have to insult him, as she said. Kindness costs nothing. Angela laughed. Then why don't you date him? That evening, Becky felt deeply sorry for Jeremiah. She canceled her plans and called him. They went around the city, they talked, they laughed, and slowly, love grew. Jeremiah found in Becky everything he had been searching for: humility, kindness, patience, good manners, and genuine love. Becky loved Jeremiah for who he was, not what he had. Angela continued to mock her. You settled for a lowlife, she would say. 3 months later, the company announced a grand event. The Billionaire CEO was introducing the new Director General. The event was held at the most luxurious hotel in the city. Angela and Becky dressed stunningly. Becky asked Jeremiah to attend together. He smiled. I'll meet you there later. The CEO gave a speech about humble beginnings, sacrifice, and legacy. Then he said, Ladies and gentlemen, we have a son, and today he takes over. The doors opened, and Jeremiah walked in, dressed in a perfectly tailored $1 million suit. Luxury watch, confidence, power, elegance. The hall went silent. Angela's heart shattered. Her breath disappeared. Her knees weakened. The man she rejected, the man she insulted, was the billionaire's son. Regret flooded her soul. Becky stood frozen, shocked, overwhelmed, trembling. Jeremiah hugged his parents, then turned, walked to Becky, introduced her, and proposed. The hall erupted in applause. Angela screamed, Becky, you betrayed me. So tell me, who was wrong? Did Becky betray Angela? Or did Angela betray herself? Lesson: never judge a book by its cover. Kindness opens doors pride can never reach. And love sees value long before wealth reveals itself. If this story touched you, please like, share, comment, and subscribe for more emotional stories like this. Was Becky wrong, or was Angela? Drop your thoughts below.